Hello. What I thought I'd do in this tutorial is follow on a little bit from something I did briefly mention in my last tutorial, which is that you can set up a quest based on your keycard reader to find the key, or really the quest can sort of do anything, but find the key cards would possibly be the best type of quest that you're most likely to want to do. So I thought I'd just demonstrate how to do that, just build on my tutorial from last time. So if you haven't seen that one, it's the tutorial on making a keycard reader, just as how you set up the keycard reader in the first place. And so now I'm just going to very quickly just run through and demonstrate how to set up a quest. So in the quest section, I'm going to right click new, and I'm just going to give it a name, tutorial ID card quest. That's actually your unique ID for the editor. And the name, how it's going to show up for the player in the game. So I'm just going to call it finds for keycard. I'm just going to leave it priority 0. It's not, again, it doesn't really matter with such a tiny quest like this. And I'm going to uncheck start game enabled. And the reason I'm doing that is because I don't want this quest to trigger if a player picks up the ID card before they activate the keycard reader, because it would just be pointless. So, okay. Save. So this quest, where I'm going to set it up, is you're only ever going to see this if you activate the keycard reader first when you don't have the card itself. Okay, so next thing we're going to want to do is create some stages. So I'm going to click into quest stages, and I'm going to right click new, number 1, right click new in here, and that enables us to put all this stuff in. So I'm just going to add some designer notes here to remind us what each of these stages is for. So find the ID card. So the player will never see this. This is just to remind us what the stages are going to do. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put set objective displayed open brackets 1, 1. So that's going to be objective number 1, and this is just to say that this will appear on the player screen. The second one, I can't quite remember what it does, but I think if you can use it to re-display an objective that's already been previously displayed, but for the purposes of this tutorial, there's no point in it. We just leave it at the default, leave it at 1. So that's going to be to find the ID card. So I'm then going to create a second stage, right click new, number 2, right click new. So this is going to be once the player's found the ID card, so they're going to have to open the door. So we're going to set objective completed 1, 1. So that's where we're completing objective number 1, but we defined before. Set objective displayed 2. So we're going to create a second objective 1. Compile. And then I'm going to right click new, create a stage 3, right click new. And this is going to be to complete the quest. So I'm just going to set objective completed 2, 1. And then I'm just also going to stop the quest. So what that'll do is any aliases that you define in the quest will be released. Any quest objects that you've made for the quest, they stop becoming quest objects. And we just check this complete quest box down here. I'm going to OK out of this and save, because it's very temperamental in case of crashes. One important thing I forgot to mention that you should do, go into quest data and give yourself some completion XP. Because if you don't do this, it can actually cause an issue where basically notifications will stop appearing. So if a player completes the quest, they won't get a notification. It comes up and says quest completed. That won't come up. So we just put any amount. So if you just put XP in there, it'll show you all the different types. And I obviously don't know the values for all of these, but if you read the descriptions, you'll get a vague idea. So obviously, an Act 3 XP is going to be larger than an Act 1 XP. A low-level quest is going to be lower than a high-level XP, but I'm just going to leave it XP Act 1. It literally doesn't really matter from the point of view of this quest. It doesn't matter if you're wanting to carefully balance your mod. So again, at the moment, we've set up these objectives, but they actually don't do anything. So I'm going to create aliases first to begin with. So we're going to right-click New Reference Alias. So we do need to do it in this order, because we can't create the objective. I'm going to explain now. So alias name, keycard, and I'm going to do a specific reference, select forced reference, select render in reference in render window, and we're going to click on our card. Now this isn't very precise, but no, we did get it straight away. Okay. And I'm going to make it a quest object. Okay. I'm going to right click new reference alias, and now I'm going to do one for the card reader, specific reference, select forced reference, select reference in render window, click on our card reader, and it's got it in 1. And we don't need to do anything with this one. We're purely using this with a quest objective, and that's why I haven't made the objectives yet, because we need something to point to. So we need to make these aliases. So now with the keycard, I'm just going to double click back into the keycard. These usually take a minute to load. There you go. Add a script, and we're going to want, oh, this classic, where it's saying unknown. So we're just going to OK out of the whole thing and save, and we're going to double click back into it, and then we're going to go back in, and we're going to add, oh, another, now they're all here. Yeah, so if that happens, just OK out of the whole thing and go back in. Default alias on container changed to we're going to want, so I've just filtered for on container. And so basically by default, this checks when the container of the object has changed to the player, i.e. if a player picks it up or if a player takes it out of another container. So if a player takes it out of another container or picks it up, we're going to set a specific stage. So we're going to double click in here and we're going to set stage 2 because as we'll remember, that was the stage from earlier which we put to direct the player to the door, i.e. the player has the card. So I'm just going to hit OK. And I'm going to OK out of that and save as well because of a tendency for it to crash. So then we're going to define our objectives. So we're going to go right click, new, and remember we made objective number 1 first. These numbers can be anything. Some people go up in increments of 5 or 10, which I usually do for no particular reason. I don't really know why I started doing it, it's just the way I do. So I'm just going to put find the keycard. And again, this is why we had to make the aliases first for the objective markers. So we're going to right click new, and this is just filled in with keycard by default because it's the first one. But if you click in here, you'll see all the aliases we made for the quest before. So that's how you make an objective marker, is you need to select a quest alias to point to. So that's why I didn't, that's why I made them in that order. And then I'm going to right click new again and define it as number 2 because that was the second objective that we made before. And I'm going to just put open the door. I'm going to right click new and click card reader. And then I'm going to OK out of all this. So as things stand, yet again, this isn't actually doing anything because although we've set up our quest completely, there's no way to actually trigger it. So we're going to need to make the first step. So now we're going to go into the ID card reader and the ID card reader script, which is at the far end script. So if you can't see, you might have to click these arrows. So now we're going to edit the properties for this. And these are the ones I was pointing to in the last tutorial about how we edit these properties. So if we double click in my quest, we're going to want to find the quest that we made before, which was called tutorial ID card quest. So that's telling it what quest we want to set the stages of. So we're going to want my fail stage. So this is the stage that's going to set if a player swipes the key card and it fails, which means that we're going to want to set stage 1 because that was the stage with objective number 1, which was find the key card. Then we're going to want to put my stage, which is this is the stage that we're going to want to set when the player actually successfully activates the key card. So we're going to double click here, and that's going to be stage 3 because that was the completion quest. So now I'm going to OK out of that and OK out of that and save. So now what we've got is everything's pretty much set up, I think. So what's going to happen is the player will activate this keycard reader, and in doing so, it's going to fail. So we're going to go my fail stage, so it's going to activate stage 1 of the tutorial ID card quest. And if we look inside tutorial ID card quest, stage 1, we've written developer note find the ID card so we can remember what that is. It's going to set objective displayed number 1, and quest objective number 1 is find the key card with the target of key card. So then the player is going to be directed to the key card, and the key card is this, as we saw before. And when they pick it up, i.e. when the container is changed, it's going to set stage 2, that. And then when stage 2 is set, our designer notes remind us that this is telling the player to open the door. So it's completing objective number 1, which is to find the key card. It's displaying objective number 2, which was to open the door. And so they're going to be directed to the card reader, which is this. And I can't look at it because I've already got it open in the background. And then once you swipe it successfully, it's going to set stage 3. And stage 3 is just going to complete objective number 2, which was this one. and it's also going to stop the quest, so it's going to make the ID card that we picked up no longer a quest object, which means it can't be dropped, and it's going to complete the quest, and in doing so it's going to reward us with some completion XP, and that should prevent, well, not prevent, it should make it the notification come up. And the other thing is, because the quest isn't start game enabled, if a player picks this keycard up first, then the quest won't trigger at all, because the quest isn't running until we activate the keycard reader. So you should be able to pick this up and swipe it, and nothing should happen. I mean, possibly when we swipe it, it might just immediately complete the quest, but I don't think that it will. And there's no prerequisite that we can add or anything like that to stop it happening, but it should be okay. If it does complete, it doesn't matter. So now I'm just going to demonstrate the jump into the game and just demonstrate all that working basically. Okay, so I'm back here in my little interior, and I'm just going to demonstrate now. If I pick up this card straight away, nothing's going to happen because we set it up to not be start game enabled. So if I just go straight in here, also nothing's going to happen. So we'll go in here, and if we look in the data, nothing has appeared in my completed quests, and that's probably because we didn't set up any kind of objective to display in that final stage, only to complete, and because there's nothing, there's nothing there to display or complete or anything like that. Basically, nothing's happened. We've not been awarded any XP or anything like that. So I'm just going to quickly demonstrate the opposite way around now, what would happen if I'd activated the keycard reader first. Okay, so now if I activate the keycard reader,
have to find the card.
Find the keycard has popped up, and it says locate the UFO crash site, but that's from a mod. So actually, if you actually look at it, it says find the keycard. It's actually been conflicting with Not of This World, which is from another mod. So now it's showing us the ID card. It's showing us tutorial ID card, and we just need to pick it up, and the objective will. This is not. Yeah, there we go. Find the keycard, and open the doors come up. And now if I swipe it into here, like that, we go in here, and it hasn't shown up as complete, but there is a good reason for that. So it has actually completed. The reason it hasn't shown up as completed for me is because, I mean, you may have noticed what's happening over in the top left corner of my screen. I'm continually being awarded XP, and lots of messages always appear, and that's why it's not showing up, because it's conflicting with all this crap that's going on in the top corner of my screen. So that's it for this tutorial. Hopefully that was useful. Hopefully that was interesting and clear. Thank you for watching, and oh, there we go, find the keycard. So that's popped up because all those messages have finally got away. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope that was useful. I hope that was clear. Goodbye.